What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be Love and Marriage DC Season 1 episode. What episode are we on? Episode 8. So listen. So we all meeting up down to the CIAA, down to the Baltimore. It was CIAA weekend, and Quick and, Jamie have this fun little banter back and forth about who throwing the most parties, who has the best parties. And I mean, obviously, DJ Quicksilver, like, first of all, he's a Baltimore icon. Second of all, he's been doing CIAA even when it was in Charlotte. So, like, his name has his parties have a name on it. You know what I'm saying? But Jamie had a party. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing down to the CIAA. Okay, he made his presence known. It was cute because you could tell they weren't really mad. They were just kind of, doing what guys do, So then, the third couple, so Monique and Chris were there, the Silvers, the Tylers, and the other couple who, listen, I don't mean no disrespect, I don't remember their name, but they got to talking about what had happened with Winter, and, the other young lady was like, well, the one I used to do Monique hair, she was like, well, I was looped in. And she is like defending Winter. She is like, well, I feel like, y'all need to check on her. And Monique, you need to check on her. And this, and this. And Ashley was like, what? I need to check her? She was like, no, I don't mean I need to check. I mean, you need to check on her. But let me tell you who I am in this scenario. I'm Chris in this scenario. Because when they were in their confessional and Monique was like, well, clearly Winter did not tell me the correct story, and she didn't tell me the right story, and I feel duped by her. I feel like she kind of put me in a bad situation. Baby, Carlos said, well, Chris, how do you feel about all this? Chris was like, man, I'm just working on myself, trying to get better. Listen, that is me in that situation. I don't listen, at a certain point I don't even care no more. Like, me and my friend group got a situation going on. I care for about that long. I'll hear what you have to say, and I will hear what you have to say. And if it's asked, I will give an opinion. And then I'm at the bar getting a drink. Because I just don't care no more. I'm Chris. I'm just here so I won't get fined. This is how I feel about it. Anyway, so we move on into the so they were arguing or whatever, and some of the other stuff, they talked about Monique's radio job, and Chris was saying how, they wearing me out, the kids wearing me out and everything, and Urana and Jamie sort of get into it, and people want to make a big deal about the fact that Jamie sort of, grabbed her by the chin and kind of moved her mouth or whatever, because he was trying to get them to stop arguing. He was like done with hearing it. I didn't see what the big deal was. I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I've been hearing rumblings that people was like acting like it was a big deal, but whatever. So with that being said, so then we had Urana brought the intuitive spiritualist to the house to kind of talk to Jamie, because remember Jamie said that he would talk to her. So she was like, I know my husband, and I know that he say he gonna do it, but I know that the likelihood that he gonna do it is probably slim to none, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set it up for us. So she comes by the house, and I mean, honestly, I feel like she expanded on what was already said, but Jamie gave us a little more information. He grew up with his dad. His dad was strict. He was very much a disciplinarian. But in Jamie's mindset, it was warranted because he grew up in DC in the 80s. And listen, anybody who grew up in DC in the 80s understands that for a black man in this city, a black boy, black kid, whatever word you want to fill in this city during that time period, it was very easy to get caught up in all the wrong things. It was easy drug money out there on every corner, every street. You saw a drug dealer. You saw a dude that went from zero to hero in 2 years. That ain't even 2 years. 2 weeks. I saw it in my neighborhood. And I ain't even live in, quote unquote, a bad neighborhood. But I had friends who, in my neighborhood, one minute, they was chilling on the corner with us. The next minute, they driving a Jetta, rocking Fila suits. And that was the thing back then. So just understand that. So, I mean, he really felt like it was a warranted situation, and that it wasn't anything that was like outside of the, outside of the realm or whatever. So, but, Urana was saying how, sometimes he just comes off very forceful, very, short with her, very short tempered, kind of rude, And the spiritualist was like, listen, and she even had to ask him at one point, do you even love her? And he was, of course he was like, yeah, I love her. That's, that's my boo thing. But then I don't need you to figure this out, because you have to hear what she's saying. Like, it's real easy to get caught up in, I didn't mean to. But you have to really understand and hear what she's saying. And I understand, Jamie, you've been like this your whole life, and probably all of y'all's marriage, but people want things different. They grow, they evolve, and you gotta grow and evolve. We see the same thing happening with Monique and Chris. You grow and evolve, and you gotta figure it out. So then we have Winter and Monique sitting down and talking. Now, listen, I'm gonna agree with Winter on one thing. Monique told Winter that, I told the girls what you said about their husbands, about the nicknames you made up about their husbands. And Winter was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Monique is my friend, and she's a confidant. And, like, if I feel like that Monique is going to run back and tell them everything I say, then I can't bring her in my confidence, because I might say something that's petty. I might say something that's passive aggressive, but I'm talking to my friend, and it shouldn't go any further than my friend. The problem is Monique is friends with everybody, and so when you talk to one, then you do put people in a bad situation. And so maybe Monique shouldn't be your confidant if you're going to be talking about the Silvers or talking about the Tylers. Monique probably isn't the person for you to talk to, because Monique has made it clear that she doesn't want to choose sides. And like she said, I didn't like it when people made up nicknames about my husband. And so, and again, Monique also understands this reality TV thing. Monique know that's going to come back, and that come reunion time, it's going to be, girl, why you ain't tell me that they said that about my husband? Like, Monique know how this game goes. So, Winter turns herself into the victim. Basically what comes out is she's like, I put on a good front, and I put on a strong front, but behind closed doors, I really am suffering, and maybe this was harder than I thought it was. Maybe this was more than I thought it was going to be, but, and Monique was like, listen, at the end of the day, you have to accept the fact that you threw some jabs. And Winter was like, okay, I did. She said, whether you meant for them to be hurtful or not, you threw some jabs. And then on the flip side, Monique was like, and they have to accept the fact that they threw some jabs. Oh, let me put a pin in that. Let me go all the way back to the beginning of this episode. My bad. I skipped the whole scene. Child, we had the second half of the argument between Urana and Winter. And basically, so here's the bottom line. Winter is basically equating the story that Jamie talked about with him falling asleep at the red light or whatever. Basically, she's saying, girl, get your head out the clouds. The man was cheating on you. The man was cheating on you. And Urana was like, but you don't know nothing about me or my marriage. Like, I've never caught my husband cheating on me. That's never happened. So you're not going to put me in the same category as you, where your husband had a whole baby on you. And then she was like, well, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Well, we're not going to talk about it because your husband don't want to be on the show. You done already probably said too much in telling y'all story at the beginning of the season. But she got real upset, and she was like, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. And then she sort of disengaged from the conversation at that point, and so that was the end of it. But baby, I think that was probably best, because I think you was 2 seconds from Urana going northeast on your ass. I don't know where you from, girl. I don't know where you from, but I feel like you was about 2 seconds from getting that northeast ass whooping. I'm just saying, I'm a northeast girl. It ain't pretty. Anyway, moving on. So then we have Monique and Chris. They having like a tantric workout situation, very sensual. I liked it. I liked that workout because it's a 2-for-1. One, you're getting a nice workout. And two, it is very sexual. It is very sensual. And it's definitely really good for couples, especially couples who might be kind of, struggling, going through some things. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was cool. And Monique and Chris liked it too. And Monique said, see, this is the Chris that this is the Chris that I love. This is the guy I've been looking for, And, because Chris was joking and, they was making sexual innuendos and stuff. I thought it was cool. I would recommend that for couples. Y'all, I would recommend that. I don't know what it is. Y'all go back and find the name of the class and stuff. But I would recommend that for couples. So then afterwards, they were talking, and Chris was saying how, he feels like every time Monique talks to the ladies about him, she's complaining about what he's not doing. And she was like, I'm not always complaining, but I am venting. He was like, yeah, but I really feel like I've been trying. You know, I've been trying to pick up the slack. I've been trying to work my way through. And I really wish that you would give me credit for what I am doing instead of always talking about what I'm not doing. And Monique was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. So then Monique said that she want to invite the couples down to their house down on the lake. Now, we done been to this house before, down to the Real Housewives of Potomac. And she wants to have like a nice little couples weekend with the Silvers and the Tylers. And of course, Chris was like, I think that's cool. Like, I'm down for that. I'm definitely with that. I'm definitely with that. So they're going to have the couples down to the lake, you know, have a little good weekend or whatever. So then we see the guys meet up down to Bar 1 down to Baltimore, which is Peter Thomas's, a.k.a., you know, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, a.k.a. Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband. And we, you know, he make his little cameo and everything. He said he wanted Quicksilver to DJ his event, but he couldn't afford DJ Silver. DJ Silver was an expensive DJ. As he should be. He's earned the right to be an expensive DJ. And like Quicksilver said, he was like, man, bro, please. Like, you own 3 restaurants. But we know that he was... Shut up. I'm not going to do that. Ooh, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, moving on. So, anyway, so they have a good conversation. Now, Chris ends up inviting Kevin. And Kevin gets to tell his side of the story. And Quick was like, I appreciate that because I'm really sick of talking about somebody that I've never met and I don't know. So they end up having a conversation. And baby, Kevin done bought his receipts. He got a binder. He done got a Monique binder full of all of his receipts. And he sits there and he explains it now. The editing cut a lot of it off. It really looked like he was doing a lot of talking. But Jamie and Quick both said they appreciate that because now things make more sense to them. Now, we didn't get all of the details, and Quick did say that he definitely has the gift of gab, honey, because he was but he said he appreciated it, and at the end of it, he felt like he got a different perspective on the Kevin situation. You know, they were like, we're glad to see you out, Chris. Chris said, you know what, I got to get out more. Monique told me to get out more. He said, you know, I just got real comfortable sitting on the couch watching football, you know. And so, you know, Jamie and Quick was like, nah, man, we got to get you out. We got to get you out in these streets. And he was like, nah, I'm out. I'm back out in these streets. Now, listen, I'm going to say this to you, Monique. Be careful what you wish for, girl. Because you had a husband who sat at home. You knew what he was at all times. You knew what he was doing at all times. If he wasn't at work, he was with you. Okay? That's the other thing he said when they were talking. He was talking about wanting to really take this coaching to another level and maybe even get into college or even the pros. So right now he's at a high school. So I felt like he wanted to do more than coach at a high school, you know. So those are his aspirations. So the last scene we see everybody meeting up at the Samuel's house, getting ready to go down to the lake. You know, everybody, you know, and Monique has to let them know. She said, listen, I don't want to ambush nobody. I don't want nobody to feel no kind of way. But I did invite Winter, but she's not spending the night. She only staying because the sex therapist that's coming through is somebody she recommended to me. So I felt like I didn't feel like I could invite them without inviting her. I don't understand why you felt like you had to invite her. People refer me to people all the time, and I don't feel like I have to invite them to the situation that they referred me to. But okay, girl, whatever. Anyway, that's what it is. So we getting ready next week to the trip. We going to the lake, honey. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.